Ooh, this one is so tacky, God. Hey guys, people might see my pictures and be like, oh my God, girl, you're doing good, you're killing it and all that. And yes, I am killing it and I'm about to kill it even more. However, I wasn't always like this, so that's why I decided to do this video where I react to my old pictures so you can see the mistakes I made and things I would have done better. So if you're looking to be a better product photographer, or whenever you take pictures of your products and for Instagram and you want them to look all peng and all, you can just follow this video and follow the tips that I share. So let's get right into it. Now, I took this shoot for Mint Organic Care, which is a like skincare and they do scent, they do candles, they do diffusers, they do soaps, and yeah, all that good stuff. So I pitched to them and I was really excited for the shoot. Like, it was one of my first ever shoots and I was so full of like, yes, I've got this, but then I actually didn't got this. This first one is the Coconut Coast candle. Now, when my general tips for taking pictures is that whenever you're taking a picture of a product like has plenty of ingredients, especially like all these organic products, you could always go, like, the easiest hack you can follow is to go for like what does the title, what's the name of the product, and also what are the ingredients of the product. For example, now this was the Coconut Coast candle. Now for Coconut Coast, you can use that to envision what props you're going to use for the picture. Now Coconut Coast, you see coconuts, you see coast. Coconut, you can use coconut shells, which I did in this picture, and you can see coast. Coast reminds you of the beach. What the beaches have blue skies, they have water, they have palms, they have sand. Now in this picture, you could see I was trying to incorporate that, even if it was a very basic interpretation of the name of the candle. So I had the palm fronds, I had the palm shadow on the product, I had the coconut shells, I had the blue backdrop. What I would have done better for this one is that I would have removed I wouldn't have let this green palm fronds to show, and also I would have just let the shadow of the palm fronds to show up as opposed to having like the green and that. And also I would have made this candle to stand, and I would have also made the coconut shells like arranged in a better way around the product. Like, it's okay, but it's not what I would do now. And also I would have used a better blue background, like a lighter blue, because beaches have lighter blue skies. Like dark blue is like towards the evening, but yeah. And then there was sunlight. I was using natural sunlight. I didn't have any artificial lights I was relying on. So yes, that's what I would have done differently. Remove the green palm frond area, then arrange the coconut better, stand the product, and use a lighter backdrop for it. I think it would have come out very nice. I actually have this product now because I want it in a giveaway. So maybe I can actually try and recreate this picture. Who knows? Let's go to the next one. The next one is this vanilla lime candle. Like I said before, when you want to choose your props, go with the name of the product. What does it incite in you? What can you think about from the name of the product or the ingredients of the product? This one is pretty easy. Vanilla lime, vanilla pods, vanilla sticks, and lime. Now I used lime because I couldn't find vanilla sticks at the time, and I also used a black background, and I used a diseased looking palm frond plant. I was really obsessed with palm fronds back then, so you can just forgive me for that. But yes, what would I change in this picture? I would have used, the product is standing, yes, but then I don't like the backdrop. I think it's too dull. I wanted it to stand out. Because it was a white candle, I wanted it to stand out against the background. But that's not always the case. I think a marbled backdrop would have been better for this picture, or a white backdrop even, so that it would kind of match. And considering vanilla pods are brownish, I could have gone the extra mile to find vanilla pods, but I didn't really know where to get them from. I still don't know where to get them from. I'm sure like one of these fancy supermarkets would have them. But yes, I could have gotten vanilla pods and also sliced the lime into thinner slices as opposed to just two halves, and remove the seeds, obviously. Then I wouldn't have used this palm frond because, first of all, it is diseased looking and it has lots of spots on it, and I didn't have the requisite editing skills back then to have like handle that. I made it look more professional, if you get what I mean. So yeah, what I would have done differently: remove the palm, use a white background or a lighter colored background, slice the lime into smaller pieces, and also get vanilla pods. Like, imagine this a picture of this vanilla lime candle lying down like a flat leaf, and then you have like some vanilla pods scattered around, and you have some lime. I'm really imagining this thing. I don't know if you can imagine it with me. Maybe I'll try and draw something and put it over here so you can get like the visual. But yeah, that's what I would have done differently. So Yes, this was a picture of the baby collection of products. And yeah, what I can see is that the lighting is dull. First of all, I think that's one thing about relying on sunlight. Like, as the light will fluctuate and there's nothing you can do about it. Or if you have limited knowledge of lighting, then you're pretty much screwed. But yes, so what I would do differently about this picture is that, I mean, I would arrange it differently. Like, I was trying to get as many things as possible into the shot. There were about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There were 8 items in the box, and I wanted to show all of them, but I didn't show them in the best way. And also, I used a fluorescent pink backdrop. That's a no-no because it doesn't even match. It doesn't even go. I would have preferred to use a marble backdrop or a white backdrop or a mint green backdrop, because mint green also goes with the name of the brand, which is Mint Organic Care, and it also matches this onesie in the corner. And I would have also arranged the products. I would have put the box, maybe like half of the box showing, then next to the box, like the box would be on the left, and on the right I would have put the products, like arrange them like by size and try to figure out something around that. But yeah, I mean, I can't blame myself, because at this point I only had a limited amount of backdrops, and I got them from Freezer Banner Supermarket, and they only had fluorescent colored backdrops at that time. So yeah, that's the pointer. Okay. Ooh, this one is so tacky, God. Hey. Okay, this picture clearly has a lot going on. This is a body oil, and it's a bit of it smells like wood. It has wood as its ingredient. Like I said before, use the ingredients to choose your props. Now, when I was thinking of wood, I was thinking of Arabian Nights. And so yeah, I was like, yes, girl, get some of those sparkles and all. I had a very limited amount of props. And the thing is that I prefer now that whenever I get a briefing for a shoot, I would have props specifically tailored to that brand, as opposed to using my general props and trying to fit them into every single client. But yes, so you can see a lot of things are going on here. You can see the palm frond again. You can see the dried rose petals. You can see the sparkly, I don't know what they call them anymore. I don't even know where these are at this point. But yes, you can see them in the shot, and you can see a blue background. Why? Why? I think the best thing to have done here would have been something very simple. If I needed to use this fluorescent background, I would have used the purple one, because I feel like purple fits more in with the Arabian kind of theme, and I would have just used the dried petals. Like, none of these can say wood, but if I had to use what I had with me at that time, I would have just used the dried rose petals and a pink or purple backdrop. And none of this sparkly stuff, like, it wasn't really needed. But yes. So that's about it for the Mint Organic Care shoot. I mean, there were other terrible pictures, but then yeah, let's move on to the next one. The next one I did was for Eye Candy Cosmetics. Now, Eye Candy Cosmetics, I think I pitched to them or they reached out to me. Either way, I worked with them, and I wasn't really proud with these pictures. Like, at the time I was taking them, I was like, oh yes, I've slayed it. But they weren't really slaying anything. I mean, first of all, I used all fluorescent backdrops, and it wasn't cute at all. And I was also relying on natural sunlight, and I didn't really do it at the times that I usually did it. Like, usually when I use natural light, the best times to shoot are between 10 and 12, or better still, just 10 and 11 a.m. So yeah, that was the major mistake. I used the fluorescent backdrops for this, and they really overpowered the products in the picture. Now let's see, for example, now this one was of their glitter, I think they were glitter eyeliners, and you can see there's a lot going on. It's really cringe. The pictures, I mean, the products are pink, green, and purple. Why did I use a red backdrop? Like, the products were already like very dramatic, so I could just use a very neutral looking backdrop, white, black, marble. I keep saying marble because marble is such a classic backdrop. But yes, I could just use something more muted. If it had to be red, it should have been something like really faint, nothing as strong and fluorescent as this. I don't know what I was thinking, honestly. This was another one which was quite bad. Like I said before, I used a fluorescent backdrop, and I shouldn't have. And this one, I think the arrangement is nice. I really put a lot of effort into the arrangement, but the backdrop just threw everything off and it overpowered everything. And plus the lighting isn't that good, so the picture is quite dull. So yes, that's what I needed to change the backdrop. And you just keep seeing, like, I keep using fluorescent backdrops and it keeps overpowering the product. Like this picture of this beauty blender, for example, it wasn't needed. It did not need to happen. And most of the pictures are just the same mistake. So yeah, stay away from fluorescent backdrops unless you know how to use them. And also, see, natural lighting, you have to be very careful. You have to be very, very careful. Oh God. This was one of my favorite shoots to do, and I went through a lot. Like, I was like, I must do this thing. I did a shoot for Aramis Essentials. The pictures, I mean, they all look the same, to be honest. Like, there's this one, for example, now. This one is a group picture, obviously. I mean, like I said, I kept finding myself in situations where I would do things, concepts that needed like good editing skills to have a stronger output. And yeah, like for example, you can see this issue with the scrub. The scrub has like a stain from oil or water, I assume, and that was really bad. So yeah, what other one is there? I think my favorite one will be this one that I took on like a wood log in a little pond in my yard. It was the rainy season that period. I think it was a nice picture, but a better lighting could have made it much, much better. The next products, the next shoot I'm going to show you finally is that of Sari Herbal Living. Now that one was a bad one. That was quite a bad one. I really under-delivered and I really feel bad until now. Again, the issues are the type of lighting used, the props, the concepts. They weren't really that strong. Or I had good intentions, but I didn't execute them properly, if you understand what I mean. There was a spicy, like I said again, ingredients as props. So there was a spicy tea. And this was one of the pictures I took. I bought spices. I bought some ginger. I bought garlic from ShopRite. I bought the long peppers from ShopRite also. And I tried to arrange them using the same wooden tray that I used for Aramis Essentials. Like I said, it's better to use specific props tailored towards the brand than actually like repeating the same thing and trying to make it work for every single brand. But obviously you can't. As you're starting out, you might not have the money to do that, but that's why you should charge accordingly. I wasn't charging accordingly, and that also made my work suffer. So yes, I tried to go with that, but obviously it didn't come out well. What I would do differently about this picture, I wouldn't use a red backdrop. I would use something more muted. This looks like this is very dark red. I wouldn't use something as dark, and I wouldn't use this wooden tray. I would just use put the products directly on the backdrop. And also the cup, I bought it from ShopRite. It was a prop, and I would have done better arrangement overall. This could have been a nice shot, but the tray wasn't needed. The backdrop was too dark. It should have been something lighter, and that's that. I mean, the pictures were not bad per se, but compared to my standard now, I mean, it's not good to compare myself to myself now because obviously I didn't have what I had then. But yeah, I think they could have been much better still because I didn't shoot them at the proper time. I didn't shoot them at 10 a.m. But I mean, I used the chilies because it was a spicy tea, but I could have arranged them better, perhaps cutting them, doing a little pattern around the product and all. This one was the Zesty Zogal tea, and I did it in a green background because I used the backdrops. That's another tip you can use. You can use the, let your backdrop match the product. So I used that, and I used the lemon, but it was still a bit, what I would do differently now, I would do flat lace for all these tea products because, I mean, it's tea. Or I could do an angled shot like I did in this shot, but obviously with better lighting and all. Yeah, I think most of these things just come down to props. And then the props I was using, I used like some dried, dead looking moringa leaf branch. And that wasn't like all that, to be honest. See, a flat lay would have been much better. I think the backdrop I used was good for this particular product, but better lighting and better arrangement and composition of my props could have made this picture much better. This was my favorite shot from the entire range, but it could have been much better, to be honest. But as of the time, like, this was like my high standard shot, so I can't really blame myself that much. And this was also a nice one too. But yeah, I would definitely have done this. If I had gotten this brief again, I would have done a much better job. And yeah, just most of the pictures, I don't know, I didn't really feel like, okay, this was a flat lay, right? But then why am I using a peacock feather? Another thing with props is that it's not just good enough to have props. You should also know how you're going to use the props, so they have to like kind of relate to what you're doing. Now, for example, this is a zesty zogal tea. Why am I using a peacock prop? I mean, some people can make things work, but then I think the way I arranged it didn't really make sense at the end of the day. So it all comes down to, you need to know your composition. Right now, I think what has really worked for me when it comes to composition is following some composition principles, like the S curves. You can have like rule of thirds, all that good stuff. And I will definitely let you know more about that in another video. But yes, I think after that, that is all for now. There are obviously many more shoots that I really bungled, but you should be able to get like some ideas from what I've been saying in these other pictures and shoots. So on that note, I thank you for watching until this point, and I really hope you've learned something new from this video. If you have any more questions, if you want to know better, you should follow my business page, Studio Amaka, where I'll be sharing more tips on how to take better product pictures and better flat lays. And if you are interested in more videos like this, please subscribe to this channel. In the meantime, you can also like this video, comment down below what are your thoughts on this video, what are your thoughts on these pictures. Am I being too hard on myself, or could I have done much better? That being said, my name is Amaka, and this is the end of this video, and I'm signing out. I'll see you in my next video.